Well, maybe it works for you and maybe it doesn't, but certainly everyone is talking about the new Nike ad featuring Tiger Woods' dead father.
I want to find out what your feelings are, and did you learn anything?
Now, that is the voice of Tiger Woods' father, Earl, who died in 2006. The recording is heard in a new Nike television commercial with an image of a very somber tiger staring into the camera, listening. Now, it's getting as much or more attention than the famous golfer's spectacular first round at the Masters in Augusta this week. And in advertising, of course, attention is supposed to be everything. Peter George is the president and CEO of Winnipeg marketing and advertising agency McKim Kringen George. Hi there, Peter.
Hi there, Marilyn. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So, what do you think of this ad?
Well, I think it's an absolutely brilliant approach. You know, it's completely unexpected. Nobody was sure that Nike would be doing any kind of advertising around any kind of advertising around Tiger on his comeback. So it's very unexpected, and what they've done with it is also really unusual and really thought-provoking and conversational. It's making people talk, and you know, I've seen this ad probably about 14 times in the media, but only once on a paid media buy on TV. So they've really accomplished, I think, part of what they set out to do with it.
Peter, how do you get past that creepy, disrespecting the dead potential that some people have used to condemn this ad?
Well, you know, there's no way that you can get past that completely. People who are going to find that creepy or who are going to harp on that, people who are going to focus on that are going to do that regardless of what you do. But I think if you really listen to what Earl Woods is saying to his son, obviously it's taken out of context, but if you listen to the philosophical ideas that he's talking about, it's very much in line with what Tiger has said in the media lately about focusing on getting back to his religion and his spirituality and using that in his guide for his guide in life and looking for learning in his life's path. So I think there is a consistency there, and I think, you know, I think a lot of people will moralize about it and find it a little bit creepy, but it doesn't come across that way to me, and I don't think it's going to come across that way to millions and millions of Americans.
Okay, now you talk about taking it out of context. We tried to do some research on the internet, and apparently the original soundbite from Earl Woods, he wasn't talking to Tiger. He was talking about Tiger's mother, Catilda. Right. So the fact that, you know, they're not even words meant for Tiger, how do you explain that? Like, how can people, they listen to it and they go, well, he's not even talking to Tiger.
Well, I mean, you know what, that's, again, that comment is out of context, too, because within the context of the 30-second ad, the background, it's not apparent to you, so you listen to the ad, you hear him reference Tiger by name, and it sounds directly applicable to a father talking to his son and talking how to deal with mistakes he makes in his life. And, you know, so you'd have to really sort of get into the broader context of the conversation to really make that kind of argument about it meaningful, as far as I can tell. It's a 30-second clip. It's very well put together. It's very concise in what it says, and it sounds extremely relevant, particularly in the context of Tiger's appearance in this ad. I mean, you look at his face. He's taking it, right? He's not happy. He's not dodging the blows. He's not trying to look innocent or come up with excuses for his behavior. He's owning it, and the two just work so brilliantly together that I think it's really going to connect with people.
So whose idea do you think this was?
Well, I don't know for sure, but I'm fairly certain it was Nike's idea, and by Nike, either people at Nike or their advertising agency. This is not the kind of thing that Tiger Woods would have said, hey, let's use this voiceover of my dad. I'm sure they're committed to him. Like, Nike has a history of supporting athletes that have sort of fallen from grace. They've worked with Michael Vick and many other athletes who have misbehaved over the years, and they've continued to support them. So Nike doesn't present itself as a squeaky clean, perfect brand. It presents itself as a real brand, and so this actually kind of fits within their whole strategy. So I'm fairly certain that the direction on this came right from them.
You know, people have used dead celebrities for advertising before, but I don't think ever in such a personal way. Yeah. So what sort of precedence is there for this?
Well, I don't know if there's a precedence. Like, you see lots of real people kind of testimonial advertising on TV these days, and these kind of things work, right? Where you've got the real person talking believably about how they dealt with a weight problem or how they dealt with other problems, or how products have enhanced their lives, or how having Walmart in their community has enhanced their lives. So this real people, real story thing is something that's been becoming more and more prevalent in advertising, but this takes it to a completely different level. because it's got a real personal connection. You know, like just about everybody has some kind of personal experience about being in a situation where your parent or your father is pointing out that you really need to think about how you're handling your life, and it's just got such a personal connection that to me it really bypasses consciousness between the face and the black and white image and the voiceover. It really bypasses consciousness and connects on a really subtle level.
Any risks for Nike with this campaign, do you think?
Well, there are always risks, but I don't think there's much that they're going to risk that they can risk with this. I mean, I think it's going to have nothing but a positive impact on their business. I think it's going to have a positive impact on Tiger's celebrity or Tiger's equity. You know, he'll never get back to where he was, this sort of a squeaky clean uber athlete. He's a real guy with some serious real problems, and he's just like the rest of the world, and he needs guidance from his faith and from his parents to help him through this. So he's just one of us now, and I think that's going to make him all the more appealing.
Well, Peter, thanks so much for your thoughts on this today. I know everyone's talking about it.
Oh, thanks for having me, Marilyn. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
That's Peter George. He's president and CEO of Winnipeg marketing and advertising agency McKim, Kringen, George.